So we'll talk to a player right now. Brought to you by Zephyr Epic. Very pleased to be joined now by Abbotsford Canucks defenseman Jett. Jett, how's it going today?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, Jett. We're excited to get you back on the show. Wondering, first to start off with, last time you're on here, my co-host David Quadrelli wearing his Snuggie. Are you wearing a Snuggie? I hear you driving around. Is it a driving Snuggie or what?
No, I left it back home in Winnipeg, but I got a couple fuzzy sweaters that I'm always wearing around if you ask one of the guys.
Absolutely. I wanted to ask about that run in Winnipeg. How much fun was that, man? Because we're seeing you go to cheer on your brother, you're scoring goals. How much fun was that kind of whole week there, going back home for a little bit at the end of the season?
Yeah, that was awesome, and on top of that, to get the 2 wins that we did, where it made it even better. But I think all the guys could tell, the coach could tell how excited I was to play there, and kind of like what you said, I was able to go watch my little brother play. That was awesome, and we were able to go eat at my family restaurant as well. So it was a good week. It was a lot of great memories, and we had a good time.
Okay, we talked to Artie, I think 2 weeks ago. We talked to Artie about the family restaurant, and he was very impressed. What's the best thing on the menu, and what did the guys seem to enjoy the most?
Ooh, you know what? It was funny. We started off with, just the normal dishes, rice and noodles and all that. But then, the food just kept coming and coming and coming. And, for me personally, maybe the chicken balls or you put me on the spot right now. There's so many good things. The lemon chicken is awesome. But no, the guys seem to really enjoy it. It was Vinny Arsenault's birthday the day before, so we were able to get him a cake and enjoy that as well. So, no, I'm glad Artie enjoyed it. I know the guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, we'll be able to kind of keep that going the next couple times we go to Winnipeg.
Yeah, they said they had you running around like a waiter, so I have to ask, who was the worst tipper on the team?
I don't know. I don't know if we charged the players to go there. We were just excited to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody spoke really highly of it, so that was great. Kind of end of the season thing to bring all the guys together, and you guys have really come together in these first 2 home games for the AHL playoffs. Jett, we were just talking about the atmosphere and how much fun we had at the game on Friday watching you guys sweep the series there. What is that like? Like, towels going, everything in that arena felt like every set of eyes was locked in on the game, from the first drop of the puck to the final horn. How good is that for a player to know that your city's behind you like that and showing so well at the arena?
No, it was amazing. Last year being so disappointed with not being able to play games in the playoffs at home. I think that hit a lot of us, especially that, there's a lot of returning players. So to get that chance to come back to Abbotsford and play a game, we were all super excited, and to hear that last game, the second game, would have been a sellout. Just made it even more better. And kind of like you said, those towels. Me coming back from Winnipeg, I grew up going to Jets games, going to those whiteout games in the playoffs, and that's a lot what that reminded me of. Just a sellout crowd, towels going everywhere. It was a great sight for sure.
And Jett, you were obviously in a bit of a different position when you were in the playoffs last year. Your progression this year as a player, it's something we've definitely taken a note of. What's gone right for you this year?
I think it's, I'm just trying to take, this next year as another development year and really try to hone into my game, being more strong defensively, move pucks, and, at the right times be offensive as well. And, with all the injuries or call-ups that have happened this year, I think I've been able to, capitalize on my opportunity to kind of step in and help the team where they need me. So I think it's just been able to help my game personally as well as the team.
And have you spent any time with development staff? Like, we obviously know Adam Foote, Sergei Gonchar are there, but also the Sedins as well. What's that been like working with those guys?
Yeah, no, definitely having the Sedins around in Abbotsford, almost I'd probably say every practice, and having them, work with a lot of guys, myself included, and having their experience, and it shows. Just even it's crazy. You talk about it, and having them even just pass you pucks in practice. Some guys, you'll take it for granted every now and then, but two Hall of Famers, two of the greatest passers to play the game. Passing you pucks, passing you one-timers, talking to you. Just having fun talking to each other. So it's a great experience, and I know a lot of guys love it.
How much credit deserves to go to what the coaching staff has done this year, Jett. It feels like you guys are playing with just a different structure than we see in the AHL from a lot of other teams. It seems there's so many periods where you guys are allowing 2 shots against on net, 3 shots against on net. How much of that is on the coaching staff and the players being able to buy into what the structure is being taught down there?
Yeah, it's been great. I think it's this year with Jeremy and him, just even the little things that we're working on with changing and where to dump the puck. Just the smallest little things. I think we practice our changes and all that kind of stuff every couple practices, and the show is kind of like you said with how we are in the first, second, and third, letting just a couple shots every period. But I think leading up to games, we have a great game set and plan, and for these playoffs we did too. So it's been great having everyone buy in, and you can really tell when guys buy in because, like you said, we're playing those great periods. So it's exciting for us to show that.
Jett, you mentioned you're getting a couple different opportunities. We've seen you on the power play this year. You actually led the team out of the defenseman with 7 goals this year. What happened with the offense there, man? It feels like you've just been finding the back of the net a lot more than you have over your time as a pro. So what changed a little bit this year? Was it about opportunity or was it about something you improved in your game?
I think I just had to shoot the puck a little bit more. I think I went into the summer with a little fire in my belly and not being satisfied for how things went, and definitely went home, practiced and all that. But I think as well, just having the guys go to the net for rebounds, go to the net for screens. It's the little things that we practice that how lets everyone else be a little bit more successful. So credit goes to them as well for.
Jett, we want to talk about your teammates a little bit here. Which teammate in Abbotsford, whose impact goes underrated, do you think?
Whose impact? That's a good question. The one problem with that is that we've had so many guys getting their opportunity to get called up and not be around as much. You can't forget guys like Phil and Breezeblock who aren't here anymore. Drives who was here earlier in the season. We're lucky to have Woolley back and Jules and all the guys that came back down. But no, we have obviously we have a lot of young guys, but at the same time we have those veteran guys that are super critical and crucial for our team in order to succeed. So for me personally, I can't really say one guy just now. I a bunch of those guys stick out in mind.
Just Vinny Arsenault would have been the answer. Jett, I got to ask because 22-year-old is what you're sitting at right now. You came to this league pretty young. You're in your kind of 3rd season now. It's been a couple weird years because of the pandemic and just situations like that. Has that made it so difficult for you in a very crucial point of your career as a hockey player, a guy that was drafted pretty high? I have to imagine these last couple of years before this year had to be pretty difficult to go through.
Yeah. I think the first year, being in Utica and then having that, half, maybe quarter year with COVID, and then, the whole change right to Abbotsford and then kind of more of a full year, but, injuries, same with COVID a little bit. It was tough. Everyone went through it. Everyone goes through it differently. And for me, like I said last year, I wasn't satisfied for how the season went, and especially losing in the first round of playoffs. And I can speak for a lot of guys. A lot of guys weren't satisfied as well. So for me, it was just getting back to my roots and the reason why the team drafted me in the first place. And that's for me, what I think is I play when I'm playing at my best. I'm playing simple. I'm playing hard and gritty. I'm moving pucks and I'm being being that pest to play against. And I want to be able to play against the team's top lines. And even when I'm not scoring or getting points, that's not necessarily my game. It's those things that I just said. So I think that's something that I'm gonna have to try to keep going into the second round.
So I got to respond to your answer there. After seeing the way you guys finished off the season against the Wranglers, this series kind of sets itself up perfect for you to play to your strengths. It feels like. Right.
No, absolutely. And they got some good players, some fast players over there, and I think it's going to be not just myself playing gritty, but I think the whole team's got to chip away at them. And I think if we stick to our game plan, we've shown that we can beat them, and then we can be a top team in this league.
Now, Jett, everybody's wondering this. Do you like the AHL playoff format? This is our final question to you, and I know it's totally off the board, but the you get the 3 home games at the end there. Hopefully you don't need them all, but 3 home games there at the end. Do you like the AHL
Yep.
playoff format? Because our chat's kind of going nuts about it right now.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of got their own say about it. You can look at it, different ways, but for us, going to Calgary for 2 games and then finishing out the series in Abbotsford, I think that plays to our advantage. We were, me personally, I was pretty surprised that they chose that, especially how the series went with them the last time they were here. We love playing in Abbotsford. We love having the home crowd. We know that's an advantage for us. Teams don't like coming to Abbotsford because of how well we play. So I don't have too much to complain about it. Even if they didn't pick the other way around, we still have 2 games back to back in Abbotsford that I know I would be pretty confident in. So, for me, I try not to look into that, just try to see who we're playing. But no, I got no complaints. I'm excited to go to Calgary and then bring it back to Abbotsford.
Absolutely. You guys get going on Wednesday. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then a little bit of a break after those 2 games in Calgary, actually. So we'll have to see what happens. But final thing I'll close out with here, and this is the last one from us, even though my co-host just lied to you 15 seconds ago. I got to ask about this because I heard for all 42 games this year, all the wins that you guys have had, One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks has been played. Do you know every word to that song? And who is the person, I don't even want to say to blame because it's a great song, but who brought that in as the win song for you guys?
You know what? I look back at one of our first couple wins of the season. I don't think we had a win song yet. And I don't know who the DJ was at the time. It might have been either Neeler or Bonesy. But yeah, no, it's probably gonna be one of those guys. It definitely wasn't our first choice, but somehow we just came about it, and it was just kind of our thing, I guess, at the end. But yeah, no, it's funny, yeah.
Absolutely. So like karaoke, is everybody just like fighting for that song if you guys end up going out or something?
I guess so. Yeah. No. At this point, it's kind of just white noise. We're just getting undressed. We're laughing. But no, that's. I don't even know who would have started that. Yeah, maybe Neeler, I guess.
All right, sounds like it. All right, well, Jett, we appreciate you joining us here. All the best in this series. I know that Canucks Nation has really bought into what this AHL team is doing this year, and especially now in the playoffs. So we can't wait for you guys to be back at the Abbotsford Center. But all the best down there, whooping the Wranglers' ass. Best of luck.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. There he is, Jett Woo, joining the show.